Welcome in, everyone, to the final week of Trixie Kagami's Tournament Takeover! Yay!
Yay!
Woohoo!
This puzzle was a doozy.
Sure was.
This is Sigmar's Garden. You just take a Sigmar's Garden board and you make the matchups from the game. And I made this wheel that houses every metal plus all of the quicksilver that you need to put in. And it has as much copper as possible because lesbians. Yay!
Yay.
Alrighty, we have two metrics that we are going to be looking at today. The first is area, cost, and cycles, and the second is what has been revealed to be a somewhat controversial one, cycles plus steady state area. And then cost and instructions. But yeah, the reason of the controversy was because this it combines manifolds. We have a it's a metric that combines a stat from completion and one that is when the machine is running forever.
Ad infinitum.
Yes.
Yeah.
This implies some stuff.
Yeah. I mean, in theory, it works
I'll be
fine
honest,
because it's
I
just
did not
two.
solve the metric. I just solved the puzzle.
That is very real. But yeah, in theory, it's possible because like you do get two finite integers. It just leads to solutions that may behave interestingly.
I wonder if we'll see any.
I also wonder if we'll see any.
I hope so. I want to see how ridiculous this becomes.
Alrighty, without further ado, let's jump right into it. Alrighty, starting us off in 8th place, with 270 area, 545 cost, and 1,693 cycles. It is no one. This is my host solve. Da-da-da. This one just takes the atoms, puts them all in one spot, and then it just clears it.
Ring of tracks so that the pistons can reach everything.
Yep.
Yeah, so reaching everything is kind of the main crux of this puzzle because when the marbles fall apart, there's no like left funny indirect access meme you can do with area. No, you have to. Those are individual atoms. You have to grab all of them.
You can.
Or you bond them beforehand and then unbond all of them.
Yeah, but that only
Yeah.
solves like 5 of your 100 problems.
Yeah. In most cases, all of these atoms need to be an access point at one point or another. And so, this puzzle was, how do you deal with that?
Presumably, there are some ways.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's very fortunate that you chose this specific board arrangement.
Yeah, because there
Which I
are
hope we'll see
boards that are not contiguous. Or that are like weird like ring shapes, where like it goes all the way around and then cuts in.
Yeah, the spokes would be evil.
Yeah. This is true, Advantage Ruler. Top 10 is very easy. Congrats to everyone who submitted for getting top 10.
Wow, that's better than I usually do.
Yeah. You know, when I made this tournament, I was like, you know, if the puzzles being annoying scares people away, then I just get free top 10s out of this, even though my solves don't count. So so at least there's that.
Yeah, there really are puzzles where all you have to do is try.
Yep.
Don't psych yourself out. If nothing works, don't worry. Nothing is going to work for anybody else either.
Yeah. Alright.
Everybody else is banging their head against the same wall you are. Just clean up the marbles.
Mm-hmm. Let's look at a solve that actually tries to do area properly. Right, I pressed F10, but I didn't actually move on to the next submitter. Alrighty, that is not my future site, this is my future site, okay. In actual 8th place, with 129 area, 505 cost, and 2,305 cycles, we have Dreamfield Sigmar solve.
Oh.
I'll keep these in bunny just because, like, it's a slow process, as indicated by the cycle count. So yeah.
Yeah, this is me actually trying to solve the puzzle like normal.
Oh! Oh, you're only pulling, like, elements you're allowed to.
Mm-hmm.
I thought this was gonna be showcased, but it's cool to see it here being real. That's awesome.
I think I did do it. I think I did do a showcase, but I did this one. I submitted it underneath normal first, and then I might have screwed something up, and I couldn't find it again.
Oh, I see.
I sent you a message on Discord. I sent you a private message. And
Yeah, I saw
don't know
that,
if
and
you
I was
saw that.
confused because I didn't see it. I thought that it was scoring, and so I couldn't find it. But it was actually okay. So this is what happens when you try to just solve the puzzle like it's intended.
That is cool that somebody did that.
It's
Yeah,
interesting having to route.
that's why I asked about this, cause I solved it like this first. Cause you know, it's called Sigmar's Garden. It would be silly if you didn't solve it like Sigmar's Garden.
Mm-hmm. I think it's funny that my solve, which cheats, is bigger than yours, which plays by the rules.
I mean, I was considering area. I was not completely disregarding it as a metric. I was trying to keep things close. You could tell because of how inefficient everything is.
This is true. The pipeline
making
around the
giant
board
swings.
is very tight. We're doing a lot of, like, translation and using track as carrying space.
Yeah. You can see when if you zoom in and hit P, look around the what's it called? The metal output.
Ah, yes.
Okay, if you hit P.
P? Oh, hang on.
And then zoom in.
Yeah, let's zoom back in. And P.
You can see I'm trying to. Oh, I must have okay. I'm trying to be more.
It's the pivot that puts it in.
Yeah. Oh, that pivot must be. Yeah, okay. But you can see I'm trying to be more area conscious, especially with that last one. I don't swing the entire thing over like I probably should have.
Yeah, it runs over that with the pivot, which makes sense. Okay. Let's see. Do we have notes? We do not. Alrighty. Alrighty, moving right along then. Up next, in 7th place, with 111 area, 370 cost, and 2,511 cycles, is... Sigmar! 11D1.
Well, that's much more compact.
Yes.
I mean, it was also not,
Oh, that's interesting. Let's slow this down a bit so we can see that first process. It's making a lot of bonds at the beginning.
You can scan the input?
That's
Cool.
impressive that it doesn't collide. That's amazing.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Look at all those, like, jerk movements.
It looks like it goes through arm 2. Like, watch. And then it turns. It just barely misses. That's incredible.
Yeah, awesome.
Wow.
That one might be a pivot of the week, just right off the bat.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does that a few times, and then I think it's making all of these bonds to decrease the number of access points that it needs. Because now it can access all 3 of these atoms by just touching one of them. Yeah, because Arm 2 cannot reach this, but now Arm 1 can reach... But all 3 of these are access points for Arm 1. I don't know why these are bonded like this. Maybe just to move all of them at once.
Maybe unintentional bonds.
Just from...
Everything I was saying about needing a bazillion access points was just code. Look how this solves it. It does not need that many.
Maybe that's why.
Yeah. I think it might have been spinning it around to, like, make bonds between, like, existing pairs. And it just ended up hitting some extra things as well. Let's see, no, it doesn't seem like it. Maybe we have some
Doesn't
notes
look like
that you might
any
explain?
pairs got...
No,
It doesn't look like any correct pairs got modded. It looks like it's just moving atoms in bulk faster.
Yeah.
That's what I imagine is happening.
Yeah, it seems like that's the sole purpose of that.
Happening.
Oh, but that bond does stay. The one from they just duplicate the salt into the fire that's there. Mm-hmm. They're accomplishing a little with the bonds that they're making. Alrighty. Very interesting. Alrighty.
Intriguing.
We do not have any notes, so we will be moving on. Up next, in 6th place, with 96 area, 380 cost, and 3,309 cycles, we have Olivia Juliet. All circles, gone.
Mm-hmm.
Big drop.
Indeed.
Wow, this is this looks like a collision waiting to happen.
Oh yeah. Arm 1 is right inside the little nook. It grabs it, pulls it
Oh,
along.
wait, never mind.
Oh, and that
Okay,
just
it's fine.
spills all the atoms. Now the atoms are spilled. And it's no longer... Well, it is still in the nook, but it's...
It has no option of getting bonked.
Yeah. And then we're just... Yeah, very slowly arranging. We're using a lot of the input glyph for our movement of atoms in this one, it seems like.
Yeah.
It only makes sense given how big it is.
Yeah.
Free real estate, etc.
In fact, most of the... maybe not most of, but like... A lot of these tracks are hexes that are translated over when you're moving the input.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. And then we take our medals, assemble them, and there's the suffix wheel, and then we just combine these few remaining pairs. And then we start anew. Alrighty, let's see. Do we have...
It's definitely compact.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Olivia has not left any notes, so we shall move on. Alrighty, in 5th place, with 95 area, 335 cost, and 2,372 cycles, is Cuckoo 52 with New Solution 2. Yet another shockingly low number from Cuckoo 52.
Huh.
Yeah, alrighty, let's get this running. Brr. It does the usual translation of bond, then debond. It seems like we're seeing a lot of the same strategies. This one just has fewer arms and fewer tracks.
Yeah.
Okay. Do we have notes? It would seem we do not. Alrighty, I'll let it run itself through one more time. There we go. Alrighty. We are going to be moving on, I suppose. So, up next, in 4th place, with 95 area, 245G, 3,132 cycles. This is a primary tie, by the way. We have Mr. Puzzle doing the Sigmar Shuffle. Ooh, just 3 arms this time. And we have some EQ glyphs over where we just end up translating over as it slides this way.
Yeah. Wow.
Let's see this thing in action. We can maybe go a little slower. Yep, we are just... Maybe we can go a little faster. Because this is just a lot of shunting marbles around and making space to put certain ones together and output them. Interesting that only fire is left at the end.
It is kind of more oddball distributed, if I remember correctly. Yeah, fire is definitely all over the place. It feels.
I do like the triple slide to break the marbles instead of just a double slide.
Yeah, it definitely allows more room with backs and not get covered by and not be blocked by the input itself.
It gives you a lot more of the input glyph to work with as far as moving things through this area goes.
Yeah.
Alrighty, we do have some notes from Mr. Puzzle, who writes, "This feels more like a Sogobon game, Professor. Oh wait, this is right. In the lore, I made a reference to Professor Layton. This is this is a conversation between Luke and Herschel Layton. That's awesome. I love that. Well, I can do some voice acting for this then. This is awesome. This feels more like a Silkeborn game, Professor. No matter. A gentleman never leaves a puzzle unsolved. Yay! I'm glad at least one person got the reference and acknowledged it. That's amazing. I love it. Yay! Alrighty, with that, I'm so happy. Okay, with that, we are moving on. We're already at podium. This is gonna be a short stream, just like the last one. Alrighty. Okay. Up next, in third place, with 93 area, 320 cost, and 4,779 cycles. We have Avenged Ruler and Skyhawk. Seems okay? Question mark. Oh, this one has more arms, but they are on smaller tracks. Is this? Okay, it's just the arm. I was concerned that it might have been on a track, and I was like, oh no, no, it's fine.
No. It the base looks noticeably different, or the hex around the arm base is noticeably different when it's on a track versus when it's just a static arm.
Yeah. Alright, let's have this one run. Seems like this one will be doing a double slide. Yep. I think what I'll do is I'll have it run normal speed at the beginning, because it seems like the opening for this is what's important. And then... oh, we're using, the wheel as, like, storage space.
Nice. Look at that.
Like, it just gets translated onto the wheel, and so it doesn't take up more area.
Uh-huh. I am kind of concerned that the, that arm, what is that, arm 1 is, like, leading all the instructions. Oh, okay, arm 2's doing something.
Yeah, I'm guessing it's just, like, there's not much space for, like... I think these arms are responsible for pushing things into the reach of arm 1.
Yeah, arm 1 is the only one that can get to the bonder, and it's also the one with most access to the output left, so it's gonna do most of the work.
Yeah, maybe arm 5 might do, like, a little outputting, but that's... yeah.
I had a similar problem with my souls. Basically, I had one arm. I had like one arm that could access all the that could actually attach stuff to all the outputs, or to the one arm could get all the inputs, all the inputs on the bonder, and then another arm could output them, and that bonding arm was really restricted and limited.
Alrighty, let's look at the notes. Alrighty, Avenged Ruler writes, tried a few different layouts, but none of them beat this. Surely it's Min. We'll have to find out. Up next, in second place, with 93 area, 200 cost, and 4,854 cycles, we have the remote control yours on Tazion's head! Clean up on aisle 93.
Clean up on aisle.
I'm gonna zoom out.
This is not a
just
tip
little for this
market.
one. Well, it's because these are all the spilled marbles in the puzzle. The puzzle is that all the marbles have been spilled onto the floor, and we have to clean them up.
Yeah.
Using the Sigmar's Garden rules.
Yeah, I get it.
So, let's see this one run. We have 4 arms. Ooh, this is an interesting track shape to have.
It looks like it's gonna make, it's gonna unintentionally block silver to fire.
Let's see it go. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it does.
I was thinking whatever 2 marbles end up bonded are whichever ones it will. I was just looking for small area footprints.
Yeah, because you can just debond it later.
Yeah.
Cycles is the tertiary, you don't really need to optimize for it.
Notice that the glyph of duplication is way over in the upper right corner, so I can't actually
yeah,
do
it
anything about
is.
salt right now. Eventually I will be able to get to it and figure out the salt.
But for right now, you just have to, like, wait until these other arms can hand things over to Arm 1.
Yeah.
And so Arm 4 is freeing up its track, and then now it can move more things. And I'm guessing now we're, like, focused on clearing a path for the salts.
Kinda. I think the salts are mostly left towards the end, really.
Ah. I'm noticing that the nerve blocks are being left towards the end as well.
Yep, because I had to unbury that output.
Ah, that makes sense. Yeah, this puzzle is a lot of excavation.
Now the salts get dealt with.
Oh, you just have an existing pair be a catalyst and do both at once.
Yep.
Very nice.
That's cool. That's a very fun take on the salt can
And
match with salt
cool
rule
enough
of
it has to
the...
do with the metals.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's a very fun take on the rule of Sigmar's Garden that I didn't include in the lore, which was that salt could match with salt. Because like, well, you're gonna duplicate it, but it turns out that you can pair salt with salt. You just duplicate them both at the same time.
Yep.
Alrighty, and now we are at the top, ladies and gentlemen. Oh wait, do we have notes? We do not. Okay. Now we are at the top. In first place with 92 area, 315 gold, and 1,859 cycles, we have 1 speed eating. Alrighty. Let's start this running. Slides it across that way.
Interesting, it out nerd block first.
There's a much more efficient distribution of work here.
Yeah, this is actually very fast compared to what we've seen.
Yeah, incredibly fast.
Yeah, we have multiple arms doing work. It's incredible.
Amazing.
Oh, and now we just have all of our medals ready. We just need them on the bonder. That's awesome.
Wait. It's done already. Wow.
Alrighty, we do have some quite lengthy notes, so let's get
I love
to them.
how quickly it clears the board, not that it can just make big swings and do all the work, and do a bunch of things at once.
Yeah, it frees up a lot of space very quickly, and because of that, it's able to work much more efficiently.
Yeah, my solves would only be able to get this fast at like the very end, and this one this one does it almost immediately.
Okay, one writes, to choose a layout, I considered about 10 different candidate ways to perform the initial unbonding, and found the minimum amount of arms and tracks area needed to access all atoms for each layout. This initial shift was the only candidate with area 92, although there are several ways to place arms at that area. I chose the arrangement with arm 4 on a track, so that it can contribute more. I could not find any rotation that used less than 96 area, so rotations are not viable. Oh yeah, this does not rotate the input at all. It just translates it, and then which I guess we have seen in all the other solutions as well.
I think I literally, wait, never mind. Almost every solution has just translated.
Yeah, I think the only exception was mine.
No, there was another one that, the one that resolved, there were two that did like wings.
Ah.
Or was only one?
Oh right, there was one that like pivoted it about in certain ways.
Yeah.
I remember that one.
Yeah. The one we're all gawking at.
Outputs are put near the bonder. Arm 1 is the most busy, as one end of the bonder is accessible only to it. So output glyphs are placed where other arms can also reach some of them. The output glyphs are permuted so that the initial few outputs are as easy as possible, after which enough breathing room is opened up to access the others. The track for Arm 3, which is this here, was chosen so that it can hand off atoms to Arm 2. So it's like intentionally able to reach here, which Arm 2 can also reach. And therefore Arm 2 can help with assembly. However, this means that Arm 3 cannot hand off to Arm 5, which is this one. Thus, the atoms divide into two halves. The top half, that Arms 2 and 3 can reach, and the bottom half, that Arms 4 and 5 can reach. All salts are duplicated into air. This was chosen because based on the distribution of air atoms on the board, the top half has 6 earth, 5 fire, 4 water, and 3 air, and 2 of the bottom waters are used to make an output, and because air is the easiest output to drop, requiring only a single swing by Arm 1 before Arm 4 can take over. Let's hit continue. Yeah. Note how conveniently 3 of the more are on the bottom, and all 4 vitae are in the top. Oh, we'll have to look at that when it restarts again, which won't be long. I was quite pleased with how the solve worked out. Arms 1 through 4 have very high utilization. It happens to have lots of cycle perfect handoffs. The most impressive is on cycle 97. Arm 3 works by itself for 97 cycles to dig out and extract the earth atom that Arm 1 needs. It happens to finish on the exact cycle that when Arm 1 needs it. The swing on cycle 157 is pretty good too. So we'll take a look at the atom distribution as it spawns, and then we will look at these cycles that have been named. Okay. 1, 2, yeah, they're all in the top, accessible by these ones, and then in the bottom is 3 of the 4 mores. Yeah, okay. Okay, so let's stop and let's find these cycles. So the first one we have is
all 4 of the
97.
atoms were accessible. Or in the bottom half.
So let's jump a bit. Okay. We're gonna step here. So Arm 1 is outputting the thing. Oh, and then Arm 4 is allowed to take over from there, and so it can just reach up and grab it right when Arm 3 is done with it. That's so cool. That's so cool. Okay. And then we were also told to go to the swing on cycle 157. So let's run through a bit more. 20, 30, 40. Okay. We're gonna tab through from here. 54. 5. 6. Oh, that big swing. Oh yeah, because Arm 1 is pushing this forward, and then Arm 2 is able to just swing right past it. That's cool. So yeah, congratulations to 1 for your victory. Yay!
Bravo.
Alrighty, so that is all for the area metric, which means that we're moving on to the slightly sillier metric. Just a little silly. We're moving on to CAGI. Alrighty. So, starting us off in 8th place with a sum of 2,467 cycles plus area at infinity, and 335 cost, and 1,112 instructions is Cuckoo 52 with New Solution 2. This is one that we have already seen. Yeah, Cuckoo 52 just did not have a cycle submission, which is okay. Welcome in, Morkondo. We are very much enjoying Sigmar's balls, yes. Alrighty.
Funny.
Yes, very much. Alrighty, Oh, but since we've seen this before, I can use this opportunity to point out, that I have put, in those parentheses there, the cycle count and area count separately, so that those can be examined. So we can figure out how the sum is being made up. Alrighty, with that, we are ready to move on. So, in 7th place, with a sum of 1,963 cycle plus area, 545 cost, and 780 instructions, it's my host solve again! Yippee! It's the same as it ever was. The same as it ever was. Watch your days go by. Alright, let's proceed onward. Oh, this is another area solve that we've seen. Okay. In 7th place with 1951, we have 1. With speed eating, again, it's the same as we just saw. There are CA solutions, I promise. We will get there. So yeah, we have seen this before, so let's see if we found something new. We have, I believe. Alrighty, in 6th place, with 1,875 cycles, sorry, 1,000 with a sum of 1,875 cycles areas, 545 cost, and 1,138 instructions. We have Greenfield. Wait, that's illegal.
Hey.
Let's see how illegal this is. Oh, it's this one! So this one, I'm sure we will find to be rather interesting.
Yeah, this one is awfully slow. I'm so sorry. This is...
That's alright. Well, we'll put it in bunny.
I'm ashamed that this is 6th place.
Well, I was competing against area solves, so...
A 2Ping it.
Correct?
Yeah. I'm curious how you end up with one of each cardinal left over after clearing the rest of the board.
So, there are, what is it? There are 4 souls. So, what I do is, I replace the 4 souls with one of each cardinal to preserve the number of cardinals, or to preserve the number of real cardinals. I put one of the, but if you combine all of them, you get, you don't get a clean multiple of 4. So you can take four of the, 1 earth, 1 air, 1 fire, 1 water, put them in storage, and then, solve everything else normally. Well, almost normally.
Huh.
And then, when you put in those, the same 4 again, they combine with the previous 4 that you saved last time, and you get an additional amount of outputs.
Oh, I see what you mean. Because, like, when you're playing normal Sigmar's Garden, you have to match with 2 of one element and 2 of another element. Otherwise, you don't clear the board fully.
Otherwise, you're gonna get
and you're left
screwed
with an
over.
odd number. So to counteract that, you just play 2 rounds of Sigmar's Garden and say, hey, those leftovers, I'm using those now.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, and you can see it's a very similar solve to the previous one. It's just now I'm storing stuff in that little wheel over there.
Yes.
And that makes it technically makes the rate faster, though, or not rate per se, but
It's better.
it technically makes it faster because it measures the number of outputs submitted. Yeah.
Oh.
So instead of submitting submitting
yeah, because you get 6 of everything else relatively easily as you're constructing the metal output, which is really the main thing that you're worried about when you're solving this puzzle.
Yeah. So instead of solving it, so instead of each thing being submitted, what is it? 4 and 5 times, I'm solving them all, 4. I can't do math right now. I don't have the paper in front of me. Anyway, I promise it's technically better, but it's kind of occluded by the metals.
Yeah, no, it makes sense in my mind. I see the vision, even if it's not quite articulated all the way.
Yeah. I'm very bad at talking and explaining things well.
No worries.
My understanding is that some marbles are simply in bad spots, so you want to throw them off to the side and deal with them later.
Yeah, that too. It makes some of the big swings fast. It makes some of the big swings faster or available faster. So I don't do it very well. And you can see it stalls a long time putting all the inputs after it puts everything in, because it's assuming that it's outputting them immediately afterwards. So it has to go through that annoying pipeline.
I love these notes. They read, no, you can't remove that atom. Do you not know what contiguous means? Hey, you can't put those 4 cardinals on that hexagon. This isn't that variant. Why are you taking the copper first? You take lead and quicksilver. Oh, never mind.
That is unreasonably funny.
Yeah, taking one of each cardinal is a Sigmar's Garden 2 variant, or 2 move.
Yeah. It just ends up working out here.
Yeah.
Alrighty,
So, I took that as inspiration for the note.
Oh, it's time for this one. Alrighty. Up next, with a sum of 1,475 cycled areas, 4,795 cost, and 2,541 instructions, we have Sockboy Quintuple Quintessence. This is the first solve this stream to use the supplied glyphs of unification and dispersion.
How?
Oh wow.
That's certainly a complicated apparatus.
Yeah, let's zoom out just a bit, so we can see.
Yes, okay.
Just a bit. Just this is the maximum, and it still doesn't quite fit.
Splurging on area, some I see.
Alrighty, this is a machine. Alrighty, I get the feeling that looking at this process separately will be fine. So let's focus our energy on the bottom half for now.
It looks like there's conveyor belts.
This is a contraption, like a straight up gizmo.
Yeah, for real.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree with Angela. 4,795G is in fact wild. I love just imagine it. What on earth did you do? This, apparently. Let's see it start moving, shall we? Alright. Fairly standard, just like bonding things into shapes so that they can be bricked around. Disassembling, moving various things to up there. And we're making some quintessence over here.
So the big question is, why quintessence?
That is a good question. And then it gets added onto these chains and carried around. Oh my god. It's... Oh, it's done. Oh, that's fun. Okay. It's treating the excess card. It's making. Okay. So what's happening is it's making one of each output here per board, and it's putting all the other stuff into quintessence. It's just making sure to bring all the animismus up to here so that they can be gotten rid of properly. No, it brings the animismus over here actually. It brings it all over there.
So clever.
And it gets rid of it, and then it treats all of the rest of the board as waste, and condenses it into quintessence and puts it on a big chain to come around to here and be dispersed. This is actually quite clever.
Cool.
Love that.
So let's look at this process up here. Actually, we're gonna be looking at this in phases. First, I want to look at the animismus and see how that's processed. So we're gonna zoom in a bit. If I can hit Control instead of Shift, thank you. Okay, let's look at this animismus. Let's see how that's handled. Oh, so it just shapes it such that a lot of the animismus ends up close together. And then it puts it into bricks and corrects the bonds and then unbricks it. And then any of the cardinals that were previously attached just go onto the air quotes waste chain where they are quintessenced.
Cool.
I actually want to see how they handle the metals. Yeah, okay. They just take this half here. And I want to look at this molecule.
It's
Yeah, it
really
has
neat that
almost
the-
everything already. It has two air, 2 water, 2 earth, some metal stuff, and then we just pull the fire from elsewhere, probably here. Oh, you know that the remaining fire is right here, being grabbed by Arm 7.
It's really neat how the metals are being assembled while there's still stuff attached to them, and the metal assembly station is kind of.
This is true. Like that water is just still there, and so is the more, and so it just attaches it and bricks it there, and then it does the same thing for the more. In fact, using it just as a wand to move it to where it needs to be. This is
That's amazing.
There's a very satisfying right and left swing.
Okay, so now let's see what's happening up here before any quintessence gets here. We can zoom out a little for this one, I feel like. Control, okay, only right control works, I guess. So yeah, we're taking this block and just outputting it properly. That's interesting. This is like grabbing conditionally. I'm guessing because there's more air to be grabbed when quintessence starts getting added to the equation. But yeah, then it just takes the brick that no longer has any metals and just puts everything together. These must have been insane geometries to have to find to move everything into the right spot from where it was, just shuffling everything around in the brick. So now, right on schedule, let's see what happens when the quintessence arrives. Yeah, okay,
Wow,
each
that's
element
nice
just has its
timing.
own specialized bonder and arms that specializedly move it onto the output and don't get in the way.
Is that a piston arm on the end of that track extending and track?
Which one?
The one that's bringing the air fire thing up to the top.
Oh, air fire up to the top. This one?
Yeah.
No, that is
Wait,
just a regular.
The one above it.
Okay, hang on, let me zoom in a little. Oh wait, this one.
Yes. That one.
Oh,
It doesn't look like it's
that
extending or
doesn't look like it's
retracting.
extending or retracting. Let me see
Is
something.
there no? Okay.
Let's look at this. Let's just see what happens. Okay, it's going.
Nope, I don't think so.
Okay, so
Alright, we just hit
that's
20
20G. Will it matter? Will we
yeah.
see a primary tie in cycles plus area at infinity?
Probably not.
Yeah,
Definitely
probably
not.
not. It's very easy to get a unique number. Okay, this is a very interesting machine. I like this. It makes me wonder whether we'll see quintessence again later on. Now then, up next, oh wait, hang on, were there notes? There might have been notes. Let me go back. Yes, there were. Okay, my bad. I almost skipped those. Okay. Sockboy writes, it's done. For this layout, the important job for cycles is to get the metals and one set of water output ASAP. The metals are very complicated, and I happen to only end up with one set of water in the top half of the trash. The others products all have multiple copies to output, so by the time 6 metals are output, they are already saturated. 26 as a loop length is a bit weird, but it's just sort of what fell out of the metal extraction. I opted to put all the outputs together to simplify transport. Otherwise, we end up needing to send some atoms from the top to the bottom and others from the bottom to the top. Doing it this way is probably not very area efficient, but it does mean we can use quintessence as a transport. So at least it's a thin conveyor belt. There's one place where it's convenient to pass some atoms through the quintessence belt, but luckily we can thread the gap. 26 cycles and 5 quintessence per loop gives us just enough slack to allow pass-through. I thought handling the timing at the output glyphs was going to be a pain, but actually, it turned out to be pretty forgiving. There are way too many arms there because I didn't plan well enough while doing the cycles part. Luckily, I didn't box myself in completely. Alright.
Thank you for showing this soft boy. Give us some
Yes. This is miraculous. I love it. Alrighty. Now, up next, in 4th place, with a sum of 1,006 cycles areas, 1,465 cost, and 1,358 instructions, we have Olivia Juliet, the Wood Chipper. Alrighty, this, can we zoom in a little bit? Maybe? Yeah, we can zoom in just a little bit. Alrighty, let's see this thing move. So it just makes everything into sticks, and then just puts them together, and tears them apart, and then just filters everything out to where it needs to go.
I mean, it did say it's a wood chipper.
Yeah, and this certainly works. Look.
Please enter the debonder in an orderly fashion.
Yeah.
It's actually impressive how each individual atom spends almost no time on the end of the debonder, even though all of them have to be handled individually, separately. It's just neat.
What's interesting is, like, if this
I
were
love
a
that
single...
where it's like a massive slug of arms goes around the loop.
Yeah.
Like
Oh,
that.
yeah, this big old trap. Wow. That is a big old trap loop, and they just go around because each one is dragging its own stick. That's incredible. What I think is interesting is that, like, if this hex here were a single atom input that just computationally cycles through the atoms in this board, this would be min rate. Which I think is fun. Alrighty, Olivia does have notes. She writes, "This is probably far from optimal. I don't care. I love it unconditionally.
So do I.
Also love it. Yeah, this track loop is very endearing to me. I like this.
It's very fun.
Mm-hmm. Alright, with that, I believe we are good to move on. So it's time for the podium. In 3rd place, with a sum of 910 cycles areas, 1,145 cost, and 921 instructions, we have Mr. Puzzle, the Great Marble Race. Let's see. Oh, this applies some very similar tech to Olivia's solve.
Oh boy, we would chip in again.
We, in fact, are. I think this is, based on the numbers in parentheses, it's just managing area better, and so even though it's slower, it ends up having a better sum.
Alright.
There's some nice swings in the per corner.
Hmm?
In the top right, there's some nice swings on that length 3R.
Oh my gosh, yeah. That is just swinging directly to the Quicksilver, to the purifier.
Projection.
Projection, right. No, purification is different. It's the one that you don't want to use because it's actually bad for this
metal.
puzzle.
Projection is metal and Quicksilver.
Yeah.
We got any notes?
We do. Mr. Puzzle writes, "Go through the funnel faster!" Ah! I think we are good to move on. This is just a nice solve. Let's go next. Alright. In second place, with 573 cycle areas.
Big drop.
Yeah, a real big drop there. 2,045 cost and 5,441 instructions. We have Avenged Ruler and Skyhawk, Metric Mismatch version 5. Can we zoom in a little bit? Maybe. No, we cannot. Wait, maybe actually? If we just like move.
I was the ominous arc of equilibrium glyphs.
Yeah, this like little whoop. Okay, I'm gonna zoom back out. Alrighty. This is a very interesting placement of the output glyphs. Usually you would see them together. Oh, it just combines it into two separate bricks. Oh, no, it's actually setting some stuff aside.
Okay, it's taking advantage of the metric mismatch like it applies to the title.
Yes. This is our first solution that we've seen that behaves interestingly, as foreshadowed in the intro. So, the thing about this metric is that you technically, like, you can do one metric first and then the other. Like, you can just focus on cycles and then create all these waste chains, so long as you pull everything back afterwards. And so now we're just cleaning up after ourselves. So we're just deciding to solve 6 boards all at once, rather than solving one board 6 times. And so we're left with various amalgams of atoms that do all add up to a clear board once they have been distributed properly. It's just a matter of doing that. And now it can be slow because we don't care about how long we're taking for this part. And as a result, it takes a while for the board to clear up again.
There are not going to be mixed
Like a
metrics.
celery stick.
Avenged Ruler in the chat. It's so much fun to process these, by the way. So much fun. Yeah, I'm sure this must have been an absolute joy to have to clean up all of this after having made the mess in the first place.
I'm curious as to what your OM phone workflow looked like.
Okay, do we have notes? We do! Alrighty, Skyhawk writes, I don't really know how well this will compare to more honest solves, but it's funny regardless. We spent some time experimenting with quintessence for storage, but this solve is already complex enough. And making quintessence at this rate adds almost as much area as it saves. Understandable. Oh, we still got second place with it. Now, we move on to our final submission of the whole tournament. Crazy. Alrighty. So, in first place, with 487 cycles areas, 2,090 cost, and 5,414 instructions, it's the remote control cat ears on Kazion's head. Oh my god, Kazion, what did you do? Hey, look, it's our friend!
Okay, so there are some things to explain about what's going on in this solution. I can explain them as they come up, and as you ask, WTF is this, WTF is that, etc.
Alrighty, let's see what's happening. Whoa, maybe we'll go slower, because this is Yeah, at 184, I feel like we can afford to slow things down a bit.
Okay, so
Okay.
the thing is, when the marbles fall apart, some bonds have already been created, and they're just already over the output glyph, so they auto-output.
Oh, that's a trick that I used when I did mine. I just made it so that when they fall apart, some of them just output.
Yeah. The quintessence, so it is kind of for storage, but that's really more of a side benefit. What it's really there for is that after the input gets swung twice, I have to figure out how to clean up all of those cardinals. And it's convenient if I only have to move one atom instead of 4.
Ah, it just makes it easier for you to clean.
Yeah. And if I'm throwing them off to the side anyway, yeah, easy.
Yeah. And then, like, there's
Just
some
imagine
earth
if
mixed in
22
here.
The quantum bomb thing actually has nothing to do with glyph priority. It's just that normally when you put a big molecule on a debonder, there's no way for the chunk of the molecule that you're no longer holding to output because there's a debonder taking up one of its tiles. That is not the case when quantum bonding releases some loose atoms.
Mm-hmm. And so it just checks to see if the thing is unbonded, and it's like, oh, it is, cool. I can nom on this, nom.
That actually happens for all 5 2-atom outputs, I think. You'll get to see that again once this solution is done cleaning itself up, but that's actually going to take, like...
Yeah, I think it does, because I remember in my solve, I also had a debond that made it so that all of the 2-atom inputs automatically outputted. So it is certainly possible. Heck, we can just find this layout of atoms in the input, because, like, here's the airs and earths. And then there's the waters, and there's the fires in parallel. And then there's the nerve block right next to it. It's just those. You just bond those and then output those. Let's speed up a bit so we can see those automatically output. Maybe a little bit more. Okay, now we're starting to work with those, and... Okay. Last thing is being made. And... time to start working again. Here we go. Pop! Okay, so there's all of the bonds being made of the existing pairs. Bada bing, bada bing. And then, whoop, boom! They just go out. Gone.
It's gone.
The atoms are no more. They have ceased to be.
Yeah. And then it's just a matter of getting everything else out of the way to do all of that again. Oh shoot, there's a few just like automatic quintessences that just need the center hole to...
Yep. 2 of them are automatic set besides the center hole. The third one I have to finagle it a little bit, but I still felt it was worth it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because it's 1 Earth, 3 quintessence, and then the pattern repeats. That's cool. That it works out like that.
There's also some 6 above.
Yeah, very small ones though. It's... yeah. It's interesting to me that we never quite reach a point where, like, it's just, like, taking 2 quintessence and making 2 cardinal sets. Like, even after all the quintessence is gone. Oh. There was a point where that atom was, like, really shiny. It'll show up in the VOD, but I noticed that when I...
Yeah, that's when the lamp is right underneath the... is right
Oh,
underneath
I got on the
atom,
fire!
or right above the atom.
If I can...
It is most visible with the zoom tool, because I think it helps, like, some of the code works. But yeah.
Oh, yeah, look at that.
It can
That's
be really
pretty.
good.
Yeah, that's because of the engine, the lighting engine, or I mean, technically it's just shaders, yeah, doing their magic.
That's nice. I like that.
The imaginary, the lamp that is on the transmutation engine is illuminating that atom in particular.
Yossified Earth.
Alrighty. So, we are not quite done with this tournament just yet because we still have some showcases to get through.
Yay, showcases. Let's see how stupid everyone,
Yeah. Congrats to all the winners! And let's see the final showcases of the final week of the... This might not be the final Trixie Kagami tournament takeover. Or at least not the final Trixie Kagami tournament. We'll see. We'll see! Okay, showcase time. Bada bing. Okay, so one of these didn't load properly, so I will just manually load it into the game. So our first showcase is from Sockboy. Painted Marbles. Is the name showing up? Yes, it is. Cool. Okay, wonderful. Alrighty. So this is a submission that was submitted with calcification in mind. I'm not sure where all the calcifiers go. But what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna turn this on. And we'll see if this does it. Okay, it seems like one is supposed to be there. Well, I know that one is supposed to be there because of the collision that occurred there when I was scoring these. Where else might we want a... Okay, let's just see. Yeah. Okay, so it turns out it's hard to parse where the calcifiers are supposed to go. If Sockboy is here in the chat and could tell me, that would be cool, but I don't think that is the case.
I don't think
I think I see the principle of the solution, though. When you have a big chunk of just cardinals that you can peel off and push into a waste chain, instead of pushing it into a waste chain, you can make that the endpoint for one of the 4 different chunky cardinal outputs you need to make with tactical calcification and duplication. It's a pretty neat idea.
Yeah, and then just like calcify and duplicate as needed to get just fire or just air. And so on and so forth.
Yep.
But yeah, this is why I disabled the calcification glyph when it was pointed out on stream. I was like, oh, I don't want people to be able to do that.
Right. Actually solve some Sigmar garden.
Yeah. You can just change what the cardinals are. You don't need to match anything to anything. You can just not bother with the puzzle. So yeah, we have one final showcase, which I have to go to the event website. Back to event page. Then we just download the solution file and we just move it into the folder. Because that's, the parser just does not want to look at it.
Yeah, if it's fine, I know why. I probably can guess why.
Are there notes with it? There are. I will just look at them on the website.
I want to see your reaction.
Okay, so
Hold on to
let's
your butts.
download this. Okay, I already downloaded it, and I just need to go to Finder. Oh yeah, you're the one who submitted it, Greenfield. Yeah. Okay. So now not this one, the other Finder window. Come on, work with me. Okay. Then we go back to non-Steam user, and we move our solution file into here. And now if we press F10 and then close, here we are, Weeds in the Garden. This is one that we can zoom in on. Okay, let's do that. Can we zoom all the way in? No, it doesn't quite all fit. There we are. Alrighty. My guess is that this is a lot of overlap. Let's see. Okay. Looks normal.
That's not mine. It looks fine.
Oh, hang on. This might not have been the right one. I'm sorry.
It might be the solution. It might be because the solution is different. So, go back.
Yeah, let me try this again. I literally clicked
No,
the wrong one. I literally clicked
uncheck the
wrong
calcifier.
one.
Uncheck the calcifier.
Oh, okay. Uncheck calcifier. Did we see this? I think maybe we did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we've seen this already. It's not a showcase. Yeah, Weeds in the Garden is not a showcase. I just clicked the wrong one. Whoopsie.
Oh, okay. Phew. I was concerned.
Yeah, we want Pecked Alive by Birds, not Weeds in the Garden. Let's do that one instead. I like that one more, thank you. Well, maybe not more, but like, it's the one that we want right now. And then we can take the one that we just added and get rid of it. Because that's not the right one. I only want one of them to be on my computer forever, thank you. Okay, F10. Okay. F10. It's not showing up. Why isn't it showing up? Is it not there? Let me see. Let me look at Finder again. Refresh. Then we go to S.
Yeah, this is the one thing I don't like about Opus Magnum. It can orphan solutions.
Pecked Alive by Birds. It's definitely there. I'm not sure why it isn't loading.
I did it before. I solved it on the version without your what's it called? With the calcifier, and then unchecked the calcifier. I would have thought that would have been the same.
Oh, I'm not sure if that would work.
Isn't there a utility on the Criteria technology page?
Oh, wait, that explains why. So what happened was, so I re-uploaded the puzzle after unchecking the checkmark myself. I think what you doing it changed the puzzle data and now it's a different puzzle than mine.
Yeah.
If you could send me your puzzle file, I can load that.
Let's do some.
Yeah, because this I'm excited to see this. Apologies for the difficulties, everyone. Let me make sure Finder is good for it.
Alright, I'll DM you. I think that's the right one.
Alrighty, I just realized that it has the same file name as mine, and I am not sure how to resolve. Like when you change the file name, it changes the puzzle, and so it's like not valid anymore. And this is a conundrum.
Alright.
You could just post the GIF, and then in the events channel.
Alright.
I'm sorry that we don't quite get to look on it. I could edit on stream.
Okay. I could also just live stream my or can you not do that?
Oh yeah, you can just screen share your thing, and then I can. I'm not sure how that would work actually. Because like
We're gonna have a
Discord,
massive decrease in
that would
visual quality, but alright.
Because like I can screen share Discord, but I don't know if that. I don't. Hang on, just a moment before you run it. I need to figure out how to get OBS to look at that, because right now it is not looking at that. Is there a way to capture like only a certain segment of a window? Or, oh, I can just full screen it. Okay, now I can capture, okay. So, let me make a new scene real quick. We're just doing this live, because, yeah.
I'm so sorry. I didn't expect this to be a problem.
No, it's alright. Discord. And we will add a source, which will be a window capture. Add source, and then window is Discord. Oh. And okay, chat will be gone, but I will still be able to see the chat because I have my iPad up and running. So yeah.
Are you ready?
Not quite. I need to enable audio. And be able to be heard. So let me add in microphone. And now, I should be able to be heard. Great. Okay. Alrighty, so we're gonna transfer scenes. Oh, it's because it's closed. Let me see. It's coming? Okay, it's coming through now. Yay! Alrighty, let's see the overlap, Jank.
Alright then. Please, oh dear gosh. Alright.
Oh,
So I'm gonna tab through this. Let me zoom out just a little bit. I did not mean to do that.
Conduits? In free space? Why is there a salt that's already over there? Conduits, right. Oh my god, every atom is a conduit, and you just start warping things around however you feel like. And you're just moving arms to procedurally grab the atom that, oh my god. And so you're able to just conduit everything, and it just bonds, checks if it can output, and then debonds after.
And that's how you solve a puzzle.
And then you just
What if you
make
just didn't have to deal with the
metals
constraints of the
with
puzzle?
the conduits, and you... And the arms are coming from over, they're just being stockpiled and moving along miniature track loops. This is... Oh, these are all the birds that are making it alive. They're just all swarming from random directions, and... So, how are the metals... Is the conduit just broken apart for... so that the metals can go where they need to? Oh, it's individual. It's, oh my god! And then it warps over to where it's, and then it. So why does it debond with the salt and all of that?
Okay,
Because when
so,
it goes through the conduit,
let's
it goes
see here.
over there and debonds with the salt a whole bunch. Couldn't it just like? Oh, is it because it's controlling like when it gets output?
Yeah, so I'm constructing one copy of the output, and then I'm duplicating it three or four times, so that it matches up with all the outputs over here. Or 4 or 5 times.
And then you just move the salt back through the conduit that's underneath the debonder when you want it to output.
Oh no,
Wait, then how do you get it to output?
I'm conduit cloning. I'm clone-doing, or doing clone to it. That's the word.
Oh, it's going to 2 places at once.
So, yeah.
This is wild. I love that it still has to do the translation back and forth just to, like, bond, debond. And then everyone's just resting on top of a conduit, and you can just push them through. But yeah, this is impressive tech.
Yes. Thanks to Isaac for teaching us all this.
Alrighty, I'm gonna switch the source back to my OM. Okay. Alrighty. That is what will mark the end of Trixie Kagami's tournament takeover. I hope that you all had fun submitting, and I'm glad that I was able to put this together for y'all. I do have some closing lore, which I should be posting shortly, and also the VOD will be available on YouTube soonly, hopefully.
Okay.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye, everyone.
Adios.
Bye.